How's it going, guys? Action Figure House here, bringing you a review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Time Force Blue, and Vector Cycle. Now, I know that this figure has had some issues with the legs and drop-down hips being too loose and all that, but here's hoping we don't have that on this figure. But let's crack it open and see how it does. Alright, so here's everything that you guys get straight out of the box. You get Time Force Blue, aka Lucas, with the civilian head on it. He comes with the open gripping hands straight out of the box. You also get the Vector Cycle with the machine gun attachments. You get the Chrono Blaster and Chrono Sabers. You get Time Force Blue's helmet, and you get an additional set of fisted hands to go with it. But yeah, that's everything you get out of the box. Let's get into the articulation. As you can see, I switched out the Lucas head for the Time Force Ranger head. And with the head, you have a little swivel here. This is so you can push the head back and forth. The head is able to look up about that much. And you can look down about that much. There is a butterfly joint in the shoulder here, so that the arms can go forward that much, and they can go back that much. There is a joint in the shoulder, so the arm can go up about that high, and can go down about that high. There is a bicep swivel, 360 degrees. The shoulder also can go 360 degrees. There is a double joint in the elbow, so you could bend it about that much. There is wrist swivel, and then there is a side-to-side hinge on this one with the open hands, and then with the fisted hands there is a top-to-bottom hinge. Then you have the waist and chest articulation, so it can bend back about that much, and it can bend forward that much. Then you have a rotation at the chest. Doesn't seem to be a waist rotation. But then of course you have them drop down hips that everybody's been complaining about. Leg can go up about that high, it can go back about that far. You can get almost full splits with this guy. You have a upper thigh rotation. You have double knee joints, so they can go back about that far. You have boot rotation, 360 degrees, and a ankle pivot. Alright, so let's look at the height of the figure. It seems to be that he is just under 6 inches, which isn't bad for the Lightning Collection. We have Jason here to compare them to, and as you can see, they're about the same height. Looks pretty good. It definitely work together. And then for separate brands, I have a Spider-Man Miles Morales here to compare for Marvel Legends, and then I also have a Spider-Man from Mafex to compare them to, just to see how they look against some Marvel characters. If I could get Spider-Man to stand here. As you can see, he's about the same height as Marvel Legends, a little bit taller than the Mafex Spider-Man, but let's see how well he compares to some other lines. For a He-Man Masters of the Universe comparison, I have Manny faces. As you can see, different size lines. He-Man's 7 inches, and then these are 6 inches, so he's a little bit shorter, actually quite a bit shorter. Then we have the Star Wars Black Series clone Luke Skywalker. As you can see, he is a lot taller than them, but there's your comparisons for it. Let's get into some photos of the figure. Alright, so here he is on the Vector Cycle. It is very nice. The figure fits on there very well. Other than the hands on the handlebars, they are real big, and they have been stretching out the figure's hands, but he still looks pretty good sitting on there. And these miniguns do come off, so you could have just a normal cycle instead of the big O guns on there. But let's see how this compares to some other Lightning Collection vehicles that you may or may not have. Alright, so here is the Vector Cycle compared with the InSpace Silver and his motorcycle. Can't remember the name of it for the life of me right now, but we'll call it that. But I'd say they size up pretty nice. Looks pretty cool for like a little motorcycle gang, you know. But here is another comparison with SPD Omega and the Omega Cycle. Once again, I think they size up pretty well, look very screen accurate for both of them. And then we have one last comparison with InSpace Blue TJ with the Galaxy Glider. And once again, just looks amazing together. But alright, so my final thoughts on the figure are, it's a great figure other than those drop down hips being so loose and all that, but it's a fantastic figure. I love the pinless body and all that. It's amazing. I'd say it's a perfect buy and great to add to your collection, and great way to help finish off that Time Force team that hopefully they end up finishing. But this has been an Action Figure House review, and thank you for watching.